rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Craig here.
Jurgens here. Dolphin here. Snyder here. Farr here.
Cummings here, Kwame here.
Let the record show all board members are present. I have in front of me the verification of proper meeting notices being posted. Brings us up to the agenda. Are there any changes, alterations to the agenda this evening?
There are none.
Hearing none, I look for a motion.
Craig will move for approval as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion on the floor by Mr. Craig, seconded by Mr. Jurgens to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Moving right into the action of approving the minutes from the regular board meeting on Wednesday, March 11th in the open session. Any noted changes or corrections to the meeting minutes?
Craig will move for approval.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion on the floor by Mr. Craig, seconded by Mr. Jurgens to approve the regular board meeting minutes from Wednesday, March 11th as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Again, back to the regular board meeting minutes from Wednesday, March 11th in the closed session. Any noted changes here?
Craig will move for approval.
I will second.
Okay, a motion on the floor by Mr. Craig, seconded by Mr. Jurgens to approve the regular board meeting minutes from Wednesday, March 11th in the closed session as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Moving into reports, does it look like we have a student representative this evening, so we'll move into administrative reports and turn the floor over to Mr. Henning.
Yeah, I just wanted to take an opportunity, there's certainly WASB events all year long, and many of you attend those or have attended those in the past. But I wanted to specifically highlight the new school board member gatherings that are coming up. You probably got a flyer on it in the mail, or if not, it's on the WASB website. But the Region 12 one in Verona is on April 22nd. You don't have to go to Region 12, so if a different date works, but since we have 2 board members, it'd be nice to get new board members to go, and then returning board members certainly can go with them. So just wanted to highlight that for everybody. So coming up quick.
Great. All right, we'll move right into the approval of bills and vouchers. You have the treasurer's report, the superintendent listing of disbursements through March 31st, and the district receipts for the month of March. Are there any remaining questions that are unanswered at this time in regard to any of the 3 reports?
I will move to approve the treasurer's report, the report of the superintendent listing of disbursements, and the review of district receipts for the month of March.
Craig will second said motion.
I'm gonna go with Susan because she spoke first. So we've got a motion on the floor by Mr. Dolphin, seconded by Ms. Kwame, to approve the treasurer's reports, the superintendent listing of disbursements through March 31st, and the district receipts for the month of March. And that is a roll call vote.
Craig, yes.
Jurgens, yes. Dolphin, yes.
Schneider, yes.
Cummings, yes. Kwame, yes.
Moving right along, is there any announcements this evening?
I would just take the opportunity, I know we have the elections and new board members get elected in, and old members are out, and we never have a real formal banquet or anything to recognize people's achievements, but I just want to say thanks to Bill and Matt for your service on the board, and we ordered you a little token of appreciation, but that Amazon is not quite able to get it to us overnight, so we'll look to catch up with you in the coming weeks and make a little presentation to you, or if we can steal you away from work at the end of the year, staff recognition or something, we'll make sure that we get you. But thank you, it's been a pleasure to work with you both, and we hope you stay around and stay active.
Thank you. All right, moving into public input. Anyone wish to provide public input this evening? And we'll move right into new business. First action up here is staff positions. We have a number of new positions for approval. We need looks like 2 employee positions, a number of volunteers, 6, and 1 resignation. Any questions in regards to the staff positions this evening?
I'll make a motion to approve the staff positions as presented. Second.
Okay, I've got a motion on the floor by Mr. Yurgis, seconded by Mr. Dolphin to approve the staff positions as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Our next action item is the CESA 2 contract. It's noted in your board informer packet that the board has previously approved the CESA 5 contract for the 2026 and the 2027 school year. It's been recommended for approval, the CESA 2 contract for the 2026-2027 school year, which has been outlined, and it's for IEP services for the coming school year. Any questions regarding the CESA 2 contract?
Is the pricing much different from last year to this year?
It's a really good question. So, yeah, I have to apologize. You know, these CESA 2 contracts, they're always sort of a big question mark because we're waiting to see what services we need for students with IEPs for the upcoming year. So in a sense, you're approving us to work with CESA 2, and they've given you their pricing contract, and then CESA 2 and Michelle will work together to get those services in place, and we'll have a better understanding of what that number is like mid to late summer. So yeah, I mean, things are pretty consistent year to year. Knock on wood, you know, if there's a high need student that was not on our radar of some sort, then that can change, but for the most part, between CESA 2 and CESA 5, it's pretty steady. Michelle, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I do not. What you said is correct.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, I look for a motion.
I'll move to approve the CESA 2 contract for the 26-27 school year. Cummings will second.
Okay, so I've got a motion on the floor by Ms. Kwame, seconded by Ms. Cummings, to approve the CESA 2 contract as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on the 7-0 vote. Next action item is the Waterloo High School band instruments. It's noted on here that the district owns around 107 musical instruments, and over the years, the instruments, like everything, have wear and tear, and nothing lasts forever. So it's recommended that the board establish a budget of $91,000 for our band instructor to purchase new instruments for the band program. Discussion regarding band instruments.
So on the list of the cost estimates, the priority, P2 versus P1, are we looking at just doing P1 first and then moving to P2? And when does that look like? Are we talking P1 in the beginning of the school year? Or are we looking at doing all of these together?
We really could do it any way that you want to do it. We were hoping that we'd be able to do the full amount tonight, which would be all of P1 and P2, and we'd like to do those as soon as possible. We're just thinking that the kids are taking their trip to Florida in June, and it would be nice to send them with the new instruments.
And then which estimate are we gonna go with? Are we gonna go with the low, high, or mid?
Yeah, so when Mr. Jelinski put this together, he researched, there is a wide array of quality you can buy with instruments, and so there's sort of the high end and the low end, and we said, okay, well, this sort of plan for something mid-level. And so that budget that we're recommending is like a mid-level budget. If he wanted to maybe buy a high end of one thing and then a low end of something else so that it averaged out at the end. But what my recommendation would be is for you to make a motion with an amount like not to exceed, and then let Mr. D make that determination when he's out shopping for instruments. So this would put us back in really good shape in the music program. I can tell you in my time here, we've spent very little to no money on band instruments over the years. Every program needs an infusion of resources from time to time, and band has not had that in quite a long time, and Mr. D has the program going really well, and kids are excited, and our numbers are growing, and there's more kids coming through. So I think if the timing is right, obviously the only thing that's held us up over the years is the dollars, as always, but sooner or later you've got to make the move, otherwise kids don't have instruments to play. There were a couple kids that didn't have instruments this semester that we had to sort of do an emergency purchase. And just to kind of explain too, there was a time when, all of that responsibility was on the kids and the families. Obviously sometimes, depending on what kids played, they would buy their own and they'd have it for life for playing. Some families still want their own, so they'll rent. The rentals have gotten really expensive, so that's not affordable for a lot of families either. So we're renting more of the school instruments, because they do pay a small fee to rent the school's instruments too. But we're doing more of that than ever. And if we weren't able to do that, we probably would lose our band program. So that's definitely a change, like from maybe when we all went to school to now. But yeah, it's
even a change from when my kids went to school. Both of my girls were participants in the band, and we rented and then purchased their equipment. So this proposal is suggesting that the school is now going to purchase all equipment and no expense will fall to the family?
No, there'll still be quite a few families that, a lot of it depends on the instrument they play. Like a rental fee for like a flute is significantly less than a French horn. So, Mr. Jelinski will, certainly look at the skill set of the kids and assign them to instruments. But sometimes there's some jockeying around to either instruments that we have or instruments that they can afford, or families that want to go out and are capable of doing it on their own, or maybe have one that was passed down. So there's a lot of adjustments to make it all work. This just kind of keeps our in-house inventory new and in good shape, so that we have that option for kids to do.
And where do we anticipate funding for this project coming from?
We have some revenues that have come in for this year that weren't necessarily in the budget. It's one-time revenues. I think I sort of asked everyone to kind of give me a call on that, but I can explain it to you.
And I
if you
didn't
want.
give you a call, Brian, because I feel like there shouldn't be a meeting before the meeting on an agenda item. And I'm just gonna put that out there. And so I feel like the conversation relevant to this topic is relevant in this meeting.
Yeah, so we have some revenue that has come in that we would like to use for that. I didn't come prepared tonight to walk you through all of that, but if you're not comfortable making the decision until we show all that, we certainly can put it on hold.
How much revenue has come our way that we weren't expecting?
Well, about $100,000.
I think that's relevant to the conversation of this topic, so that the community knows where the expenditure is coming from. And it's probably relevant to the We just requested a significant referendum from our community, and I think they have a right to know how we're spending their dollars.
If we postpone this, we wouldn't probably get the instruments for the summer trip though.
Correct.
And that's all right too.
I have two questions. Is it a foregone conclusion that if we purchase the larger amount, we can garner a better price versus the P1, P2 discussion? Or the price is pretty much,
No, there's no real quantity discount.
and I guess with the school owning the instruments, that would allow everyone the same equal opportunity to participate in the band, would be my understanding. For if you have families who cannot afford or rent their own instruments, the school has them and allows them the ability to be in the band?
Yeah, yeah. If we wouldn't have an instrument that they wanted to play, then they would have to go rent or purchase, of course, but we try to plan for the things that get used most frequently year to year.
I mean, how long would it take to order equipment? Because if we have a May, what is it, May 8th meeting, and we postpone it until May so we can get all the details, and we approve it at that time and we can order it. When do they go on their trip? June what?
June 8th or 9th, I think.
I mean, we do have another April meeting as well.
We could put it on the order meeting at the end of the month.
Yeah, I don't think we would get them in time, but, this is something that's sort of all developed recently, so if people aren't comfortable moving that fast, we don't have to.
We approved it on the 27th, the meeting, and they would have 6 weeks to, if you ordered it in lieu of if we postponed it. I think we should do that.
I certainly don't want kids to be excluded from a program because of a financial restraint. I just have questions about where the dollars are coming from in this situation, and I don't feel like that's been clearly offered to us. That's, I guess, where my concern is.
What's the life expectancy of these new instruments?
Well,
Maybe 40 years later.
Yeah,
Depends on the quality of those new instruments.
yeah, and the ones that get played more regularly, you know, and who's caring for them. I mean, they do try to make them last as long as they can. I mean, they could last in theory forever, but oftentimes the handling over the years eventually wears on them and accidents happen.
I did check the email that Robbie sent regarding shipping. All it says is, they're ordered by April 9th, they be delivered well before the due date. So it must be fairly quick turnaround, but he was just talking about, in that one, 7 instruments, so maybe not all of them, but.
Okay. Okay.
So then the 7 must be the immediate replacement one.
Yeah,
indicated in the proposal.
That's okay.
It's 2 weeks.
Well, are there other questions? The options are, we can obviously make a motion to approve this evening, or you can, as a board, take no action. Or you could set it, slate it for the next agenda. I guess I've heard that option. Is there anyone who wants to put a motion on the floor?
I would move to suggest that we move this to the April 27th reorg meeting to reevaluate with some additional financial details.
Cummings will second.
Okay, so I've got a motion on the floor Is everyone clear on the motion?
Yes.
To table or in place on the next meeting minutes, motion was made by Ms. Kwame, seconded by Ms. Cummings. All in favor of said motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry on a 6-0-1 vote. I will abstain. The next item of action is the Waterloo Endowment scholarships. The endowment fund, as listed here in your former packet, has generated $2,000, around $2,000 in interest for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. It's recommended that the board approve 2 scholarships this year at $1,000 each to graduating seniors to be chosen by the scholarship committee. Any discussion in regards to the Waterloo Endowment scholarships?
That sounds fairly familiar to what we did last year, right?
That's what I was just about to ask, was it similar to last year, splitting it?
Yep.
Okay. I will move to do exactly that.
Cummings will second.
Okay, I've got a motion on the floor by Mr. Dolphin, seconded by Ms. Cummings to approve the scholarships being 2 at $1,000 each for the Waterloo Endowment scholarships. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Brings us to the certified staff contracts for 2026, 2027. We have listed in your packet of information the certified work staff available sheet. It's recommended that the list be approved as presented for the 2026-2027 school year. Any questions in regard to the certified staff contracts?
Yeah, so there's a couple of question marks on there. Is that, are we thinking we might need another teacher in those areas, or?
The highlighted ones?
No, the ones that have question marks.
Yeah, those are positions that we don't have covered yet.
Okay.
Are there any major changes from last year? I didn't do a one-on-one compare.
No.
Okay.
Are we thinking with that, first grade that we're gonna have to add another teacher because of the amount of kids in the 5, or the grade 1?
Correct,
Is that
yeah.
what we're thinking?
Yep.
Okay.
Is this, I'm not sure I'm reading this correctly, in regards to the 0 for world languages, we're gonna offer that online, are we offering no in-person foreign language option?
Not for grades 9 through 12, correct.
Which one? Grades 9 through 12, we'll be offering.
Okay.
Except online.
Online. Yeah, because we can't get a teacher, right? Is that what we're struggling with?
We've had difficulty retaining teachers in those positions, but that also was part of the cuts that we made in order to balance the budget for next year.
Okay.
So if we add that back, then we'll be back in the deficit for next year.
Okay.
Any other discussion in regards to the certified staff contracts? If not, I look for a motion.
We'll make that motion to approve the certified staff contracts for 2026, 2027.
I'll second that.
Okay, I've got a motion on the floor by Ms. Cummings, seconded by Mr. Yurgis to approve the certified staff contracts for 2026, 2027 as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That'll carry on a 6-0-1 vote. I will abstain. We'll move to the administrative support contracts for 2026-2027. Again, listed, you have an additional supplemental information in your packet. It's recommended the administrative support contracts be approved as presented for the 2026-2027 school year. Any questions in regards to what's listed for the administrative support work staff available supplementary sheet?
Were there any changes there since last year?
No.
I will move to approve the administrative support contracts for the 2026 to 2027 school year.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, got a motion on the floor by Mr. Dolphin, seconded by Ms. Kwame to approve the administrative support contracts for 2026, 2027 as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Item G, the personnel meeting date. It's requested to have a personnel committee meeting for, again, as always, all board members are welcome to attend any committee meeting. It's suggested that the committee look for dates, or availability rather, on April 13th, 15th, 20th, or the 22nd. And 6 p.m. has been thrown out as a possible meeting time. What would that committee like to do?
I'm not.
I hate to tell you this, Bill, but I think you're the chair of that.
I think we're gonna have to,
I had to look it up, and that's the only reason I know, because I'm like, am I on that one? I'm not. Okay.
appreciate that. Probably should postpone that until after. The reorganization.
Yeah, especially if he's the chair.
Yeah.
You want to administer contracts in the end of April with no compensation increases?
I mean, you're looking at 7 days.
We could just-
April 20th.
Meet with the full board on the 27th and pick it up at that time?
I mean, we could do it on the 27th, but then again, we wouldn't really know who was on.
Who else is on that committee?
Yeah, I think it's Sarah, Bill,
I'm
and
on it.
Charlie.
I might be, I know I'm close.
Yeah, I'm on.
All right.
I mean,
Well, if we have to, we'll have one before we can.
Well, you can just, like I said, you can just have a committee of the full board on the 27th. That's fine too.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not on the personnel committee, nor do I participate, but my understanding would be that you're not discussing much new. I think we've already heard the recommendations in your previous personnel committee, but was waiting for the referendum to finalize your recommendations.
no, it's a personnel committee is Bill, Sarah, and Jeremy.
Oh, dear.
Not
Hey, I just pulled it up.
that this year or last year? Last year I was on personnel.
Jeremy, I just pulled it up under the Waterloo School
Post it on
District.
the website.
Yeah.
Well, it might be on the website, but I
But
looked at
some of those
my,
things might not.
I looked at my notes from our last April meeting, and I
Oh,
was
yeah,
not on
that's,
it.
it might be wrong.
Uh-huh.
Jeremy is now the chair of
Updated, 'cause-
finance.
'cause
I moved to
Jer-
wait, am I on finance?
Other website.
No,
Yeah, I'm treasurer, so I know I'm on finance, so that is out of date.
okay, just joking then.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I do think you are still the chairperson now, and I'm on it with you,
Of course.
but maybe it's Charlie.
I think it's me, because I know I'm on policy, so the second one would be finance. Personnel, excuse me. Thanks. So,
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. I'm good with that.
Just
Yeah,
move it.
I'm good with the 27th, just making it a whole board.
Okay, with that discussion, and not hearing any objections to that, then it'll be And we move to the 427 meeting. Speaking of the 427 meeting, the April reorganization meeting is on the fourth Monday, which is 427. It will be here at 6:30 p.m. It's listed here to let me know, but you can certainly let Susan know as the vice president of your interest in committee assignments for the next year. Any questions? Okay, we'll move into discussion on graduation. It's noted that graduation ceremony is currently scheduled for Sunday, June 7th at 1 p.m. As always, if it's inclement weather, it'll be moved inside. Any board members that would like to assist in handing out diplomas should arrange that with the administration. Or you can just let them know right now.
I'm in.
Who's taking notes?
I'm taking notes too, yeah.
Charlie, Jeremy,
I'll go.
Sarah.
Yes, if this calendar I got in front of me, it says I'm available. Okay, any other discussion regarding graduation? Okay, the next item up is staff recognition events. It's noted in your packet, the event has been scheduled for staff recognition on June 5th at 9 a.m. in the high school cafeteria and commons area. The district will be recognizing staff for the years of service and, I believe, a number of retirements this year. If you'd like to help with the event, participate in any sort, please let the administration team know. Any discussion regarding staff recognition events?
I'll be there for sure. You know, Chad's been there once or twice.
Yeah, I should be able to make it. As long as you plan on doing all the talking.
Okay.
All right, I will put a motion on the floor to move into a closed session for Wisconsin statutes 19.85, parent 1, parent C for the items listed in the approved agenda. Is there a second to that motion?
Cummings will second.
And that is a roll call vote.
Crave, yes.
Here, yes. Dolphin, yes.
Schneider, yes.
Cummings, yes.
Yes.
All right, that is a 7-0 vote. Let the record show it's 7:05. Take a 10-minute recess, allow for the cameras to be tore down, and then we'll reconvene in a closed session. Thank you all.